Hey, hello everyone. This is Nadia, me once again, and today my friend has asked me to talk about coronavirus. He lives in UAE, and over there, he's saying the schools and the colleges are closed, and he is not allowed to. He had to go to Malaysia and also had to come to Pakistan, but he cannot make these trips because of the virus. And also, he's saying there is a growing tension among the population, and people are going to the markets and buying and stocking up things. So he was asking me, what do I think about it, and also what do I think about God forbids if this virus comes and spreads in my country, Pakistan. So I have a few points to discuss, very short ones, and I hope that would answer his questions that he asked me. And the first thing that I always tell, it's my mother. Um, when I have two children, and whenever my kids are sick, my mother is super worried about them. She is like, why don't you take to that doctor? No, you're not paying attention. Do this, do that, use this, use that. So she is super panicky about my kids falling sick. So I always calm her down by saying that, once we have brought them to this world, the world is a hostile place. We are being faced with danger constantly. This place is not supposed to be a safe heaven for us. So they are going to be faced with dangers, with diseases, with sickness, with sadness, with uncomfort. So with discomfort, I'm sorry. So we should not get overwhelmed by all these things and try to manage as much as we can. So there are some things which are not under our control. I believe there are many things which are out of our control. So we should understand one thing. So we have one choice, like we do not bring them to this hostile world so that they would face all these things. That's the one choice that we have. Or otherwise, once they are here, they are exposed to everything. So when we are afraid and we are panicked about coronavirus, what we are basically afraid of is death, suffering for ourselves and for our loved ones. That is the bottom line. So that's a reality of life. We should accept it, understand it the way it is. Number two thing is, like this epidemic or the pandemics, in history, we have seen that time and again human beings have been exposed to viruses like this. Chickenpox used to kill people, influenza used to kill people, measles used to kill people on larger scales. So this is how this thing goes. And also leprosy, if you guys remember, in from the textbooks in our subcontinent, people thought that it is highly contagious, and anybody who was suffering from this disease used to be put out of the village, and his food or drink would be served to him outside the village, and he had to die in loneliness without anybody taking care of him. That was the reality. And also, if you might know that tuberculosis, TB, used to consider a contagious disease in olden days. Like my mother tells me that her grandmother's brother had tuberculosis, and her grandma used to take care of him, used to give him food, used to wash his dirty clothes, the clothes on which he used to vomit. And she was like all very much concerned about her brother and taking care of him till his last breath. While there was another sister who used to come and used to cover her mouth, her face, and from outside the room she used to inquire about his health and go away, and she used to never touch his plates or never get close to him in case she would get the disease. But eventually what happened, the sister who took care a lot of that brother suffering from tuberculosis, she did not get any of it, while the sister who was panicky and who was concerned she would get it, and she did everything to prevent herself from that disease, but eventually she got it. Sometimes this happens too. So yeah, we are just very fragile beings. So, and the other thing that he asked about, number 3 thing that he asked about, that how my country will cope, because the country he's living in, UAE, or maybe the country China where it started, and also Italy and other developed countries, they may be having the kind of mechanism to contain the virus. But what about my country? Whereas many people believe that we are the third world country, and one thing that concerns me the most is that it is our hygienic, the habits that we have. Like, my people, they constantly spit on the roads and anywhere. They don't just are not aware of what is exactly living a hygienic life means. And this concerns me, that you don't have to, in order to get this virus, it's not that you will be in contact with the person, but like you merely going out on the road may get you in trouble. That's one concern for me. And also, I also believe one thing, that people who are in charge of, or who has who are the kings of the food market here, the vegetables, the grains, the flour mills, and the sugar mills, they just are looking for an opportunity to make sure that they could just stop the supply of these people when there is high need of it. Like we might have experienced in Ramadan, that everywhere in the world the prices go down for Muslim community, while in Pakistan they always go like double or triple, which is a sad reality. The same thing is, like, I am afraid, if God forbids this virus hits my country, which I prayed would never happen, but people might not die because of the virus, but because of the hunger, owing to the greed of the people here. So that's also a sad thing. Number 4, I think I want to tell you guys that I have seen people in my country to be very generous, people in my country to be very helpful to each other when there is a need, like in the events of earthquakes and droughts and floods. People of Pakistan had been very caring towards their brothers and sisters, and charity, the spirit of charity is very strong in this nation. So I'm very hopeful that this one ability of us may save the day. And that exactly is what we have to do. Instead of going out and stocking up, piling up things, that is also one thing, that's also a precautionary measure. But the thing is that when we are stocking up for ourselves, we should always take care of our neighbors and our brothers and sisters if anybody is in need. Because if we would work as a team in the hour of need, in the hour of danger, that's the only way our species can survive. We alone cannot survive. So I hope I have answered my question, the question that my friend asked me. and also said something valuable maybe to for the people who might be listening to me. So thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.